So, what comes first when you think of Afghanistan? War? Taliban? Have you ever think about the ordinary people living in the war kind of situation? What are their vulnerability? And most importantly, do they experience love? To answer these questions, nothing can help us more than Khalid Hosseini's novels, right? But before that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nirvana Durga Siva Chandra from SMK Sultan Patricia. I'm 17 years old, which kind of makes me Form 5 this year. And I'm going to do a review on A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. This historical fiction book is published by Bloomsbury and it has about 416 pages. Yeah, it sounds really lengthy, right? But don't worry, when you start reading this book, it will just keep you going and wonder what's going to happen next. So, the story of this novel revolves around two main characters, which is Mariam and Laila. Although there is a gap of one generation between these two women, their lives still got connected and they bonded beautifully through a war. But how? Guess you guys have to find it out yourself. So, this book is divided into 4 parts. In part 1, it's all about Mariam's life and background. So basically, Mariam is a harami, which is known as a legitimate child. She lived her life with her mother in a small kolba. Then some tragedy happens, causes her mom to pass away. Then this 15-year-old Mariam was forced to marry a 45-year-old guy named Rashid. Laila's life, on the other hand, was explained in the second part of the story. Laila was born in an educated family in Kabul. She also has a guy best friend named Tariq, which also plays an important role in this story. In part 3, it's about how the lives of these two women, Mariam and Laila, intersects. And the last part of the story is about how the story connects and concludes. So, the question is everyone still alive at the end of the story? Find it out. By now, I suppose you guys already know what the title of the book, A Thousand Splendid Suns, referring to, right? Yes, it refers to the beautiful bond built between Mariam and Laila, which is as beautiful as the cultural heritage of Afghanistan. The biggest takeaway from this novel is that when life becomes difficult for you, when you are devastated, don't ever be someone else, the reason for someone else's misery, like how Rashid did in this story. And try to be someone else's happiness, even though you're having difficulties, like how Mariam, how Laila and Tariq did in this story. This novel also shows us that love is one of the most effective healing medicine in the world. The author also pinpoints about what destruction of wars bring in a society. Because when you read this story, you can see that literally every character in this novel are like severely affected by war. Some people, they have to move out from their family, some people lost their family members, and so on. And lastly, this novel also shows how powerful women could and should be. For an example, Khalid Hosseini have mentioned that a society has no chance of success if its women are uneducated. Personally, I love this book because everything just seems so real. I feel like I've brought into the story. And it was super emotional. So when you read this book, make sure you get ready with tissue papers even before you start reading this book. And furthermore, I love how Khalid Hosseini have explained everything detailedly, and the whole storyline was so smooth, especially the intersection part, that he never leave us as a reader in confusion. I also love how Khalid Hosseini have let us picturize the situation in Afghanistan, the life of women out there, and the suffering and endurance of Afghan women. And I also love how Khalid Hosseini inserts so many motivational quotes that actually kind of inspires me. Okay, all in all, if you are looking for a nice novel, I feel like Thousand Splendid Suns is the best novel I can ever recommend to you guys. I know, when I first say it's about war, I know most of you guys already be like, war? Nah, I know, because I am one of the person who reacted that way. But trust me, when you read this book, your perspective toward this book will just change. And yeah, before I end this video, I would like to tell another quote that I've mentioned in this book, which is, "One could not count on moons that shimmer on her roofs, or the thousand splendid suns that hide behind her walls. And that's all from me. Thank you.